What's good, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. CDK. This is Sports Talk Network, and we don't play. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning. It's kind of raining here down south. You know what I'm saying? We're getting a lot of that good rain today. But hey, man, it's still a sunny day to me. I'm alive and well. So anytime I wake up in the morning, it's still a sunny day. That's how I feel about it. We talked about Anthony Edwards last night a lot on my brother Mr. BVO channel, you know what I'm saying, Sports Talk Network. And I'm gonna dive into that a little more today. Last night I didn't really get to, I came in on the conversation. I really didn't have the opportunity to look and see what was going on. I wanted to do some real diving, man, into the situation because we've heard what Anthony Edwards had to say, but we didn't get the opportunity to really listen to what, I wanted to see what the mother of the child was saying. What was her thinking? Why did she do what she did? And basically see what's going on with Mr. Edwards. You know what I'm saying? We know this man's a multi-millionaire, you know what I'm saying, one of the best basketball players in the world. And we also know that this young man came up in a two-parent home, has a father in his life, he's with his girlfriend. There's a lot about this situation to be unpacked, and I want to unpack it today. I want to definitely talk about it, man, and the responsibilities. And these are the things that happen, man, where you're thinking with just one head and not the other. Y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're thinking with that wrong one, this is what happens. You end up in situations like this. Now, it's been confirmed that Anthony Edwards does have uh, three different baby mothers. Let me say this right. But they're saying there is a fourth woman, allegedly. There is a fourth woman, and they're saying he's had 4 children in 4 years, man. You know what I'm saying? 4 children by 4 different baby mamas within 4 year span, all while having a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? 1 second, man. This is BBO. I don't know if he knows I'm live. BBO, I'm already live. You on live right now. You hear me, brother?
Yeah.
I'm live right now. So if you can, if you get
my bad.
Okay, come on in, bro. Come on in.
I got you.
Okay, appreciate you. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, so getting back to, like I said, it's been allegedly confirmed. I ain't gonna say confirmed because it's alleged that Anthony Edwards has 4 baby mamas instead of 3. He's had 4 children within the last 4 years, which is a lot. The young man's making a lot of money. And man, when you making that type of money, man, you got to really protect yourself. Listen, you got to move smarter. You got to do things different. You can't be going around here getting everybody pregnant. And then, once you get them pregnant, you step back and say, well, I don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have any part of that child's life. Man, these kids are the ones between the mothers and Anthony Edwards. The kid is the one that's getting hurt in this whole situation. The kid is the innocent one. A child growing up feeling like that they wasn't loved by their father. I mean, men, we mean a lot to our children. They really need us, and you know what I'm saying? They need a man, especially a young woman, you know what I'm saying, coming up. She needs a father. She needs that guidance, somebody to protect her, somebody to tell her when a young man trying to run game on her. These are things, man, that you got to be able to do when you're dealing with your daughter. You got to be able to show them something different and let them know, hey, this is what's going on in life. Anthony Edwards, man, I'm not here to judge him. It's not my, I'm not God. Put it that way, I'm not God. I can't judge nobody. But like I said, I wanted to dive into it because it's been reported that he paid $1.8 million, you know what I'm saying? 1.8, you know what I'm saying, for child support. Which, if you think about it, when he's making the type of money he's making, or wherever she lives at, 1.8 million for a lifetime or 18 years is not a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a lot of money. If she does live out there, I don't know if it's California or Atlanta. We know 1.8 million barely gonna get you a house. It'll barely get you a house in these areas. So, everybody was saying that it was being reported, but come to find out, she's saying that the rumors are not true. She did not take a settlement. This is coming from the mother of the child. You know what I'm saying? She did not take a 1.8 million. There was talk with the lawyer about what they could do. Anthony Edwards has told his lawyer and to tell the judge that he doesn't want custodial rights, or he doesn't want basically to have anything to do with the situation. Now, it was a little more harsher last night, as I was hearing that he was saying, he don't want to have nothing to do with the mother of the child. Now it seems like he's saying he don't want to have free. One second, y'all. Let me see what's going on with my brother. All right, got you. Yeah, it was saying like, I don't know whether that's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like he's saying maybe. I'm gonna say this: men and young men, we got to watch when you go out and have these kids, man, with these women, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You need to know who your partner is. You need to make sure that you're really, that's what you want to do, because this is 18 years of life that you really got to deal with someone. Let me bring my brother on stage right quick. Mr. Free, how you doing, my brother? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Cut your mic on, Free. I can't hear you. But like I was saying, Anthony Edwards, he's young, 23 years old. And like I said, it's being reported that he has four kids, you know what I'm saying, with 4 different women. Whether that's true, we definitely know that he has 3 different baby mothers. And like I said, also, this woman doesn't want, the 1.8 million. Now, I think with him making the type of money that he makes, that's not going to happen. I don't see a judge signing off on that. I just don't see it. He makes too much money. I think that she's going to get a lot more. I hate to say it. She's going to, if you're saying that you don't want any custodial rights and you're willing to walk away from the child, man, we know how the situation plays out. He's definitely going to pay a lot more than that. We see people that make a whole lot less money than him paying a whole lot more for child support. You there, Free?
Yo, what it do?
Okay, what's good, my brother?
Hold on. Let me take this out. Hold up. There we go. All right,
okay.
There we go.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the basis of the child support and just really looking into it this morning, Free, and listening to what she had to say, and her saying that the rumor is not true. She did not take the 1.8 million. There was an offer on the table. Like the lawyer got in contact with her lawyer, and they haven't came to an agreement. And what do you think? How do you feel about 1.8 million, 18 years, the type of money he's making? We're just doing, we're just talking. We ain't judging or nothing. We just talking. How do you feel about it?
Why would she? Because you take 1.8. If he talking to the lawyer, then it must be some type of agreement that you can't get any more money if he happens to make more money. So why would she take 1.5? No, this is for my child. This is for my child. Where really you lay down, you decided to have a child with me. I mean, where you had a child with me. It's not my fault you decide that you don't want to be in the child's life. You don't want to deal with the child and nothing like that. But my child is not going to suffer. So the more money you make, the more money my child gets. So I'm not going to deprive my child because you want to be a deadbeat and don't want to deal with your responsibilities.
Definitely. Market Dan, is that you with that static?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's like some static or something going on. Like I keep hearing noises or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. Yeah, I agree with you, Free.
Might be my connection.
Okay, I definitely wouldn't take 1.8 million for my child. People think it's a lot of money, but when you're making the type of money that Mr. Edwards makes, it's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough to raise a child off of for 18 years, in my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying? People gonna say it sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you real. The link BBO, 1 second, my brother. Let me send it to you. Let me drop that link.
I mean, to be honest with you, it costs. I mean, this is when I was young, the government said in order to raise a child for a year, it's somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a year. So now that's when I was young. Now I'm an adult. I'm 49 years old. So I'm looking at my children right now. It's probably somewhere around 50,000, maybe even more, to raise a child per year, because you got to think about the cost of living went up. So you got to provide. You got to go through the roof.
Go through the roof.
Market Dan, hold on. This is what we're gonna try to do today, y'all. Out of respect for everybody, because I do it too. We're gonna try to make sure that everybody get their point across. I want the people to be able to hear this conversation today. So we're gonna go in order. I'm gonna make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to talk. But I gotta work on that too, because I got a habit of cutting people off, and I'm sorry if I ever cut anybody off. But I'm gonna start working on that. Go ahead, Mr. Free.
I apologize, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it's a lot more now to raise a child because you got to think about the cost of living went up. So not only did the cost of living go up, what's in that cost of living is food, clothing, and housing. So the food went up, clothing went up, and where you're living at, the prices of rent or mortgage or whatever, those went up from when I was being brought up in the 70s and the 80s. So now we're in the 2020 era. So the cost of living is a lot more. Like when I was a child, a 3-bedroom apartment was somewhere around $400 or $500. Now to get a 3-bedroom apartment, that's like $1,800, $2,000 for a 3-bedroom apartment. So it's a lot more. So as that child gets older, the cost of living is going to continue to increase. So you saying 1.8, and you think that's supposed to have that child to survive for 18 years? That 1.8 is probably going to be gone within somewhere around, I say probably about 10, 15 years. That 1.8 is gone. So there's still another 3 years left for that child to survive until he's 18. Or not to mention, if he decides to further along his school, that is not only 18 years anymore. It goes until he's 21. So that 18 is out the door. You got another 3 years on top of that if he decide to go to college, or she, whichever one it is, boy or girl, whatever. If they decide to go to college, it's added another 3 years on top of that.
Yeah. Marky Dan, what you finna say now?
No, I was just agreeing with Free, and the cost of living is about to go through the roof with the tariffs that Trump just dropped yesterday across the entire world. But at the same time, while I hear what Free is saying, 1.8, like if she's just sitting on her behind, then yeah, it's probably gonna run out in the next 15 years. But if she's employed, if she's working, I think she can make that stretch for a long time and make sure that child is provided for and doesn't have to really worry about nothing. And I think she could save a lot of that so that he could so that child could be educated in the future. But I don't know. That whole situation with Aunt Edwards, I just feel bad for the little girl. Because like I said last night, she's gonna read those text messages one day and she's gonna realize her father didn't want her. And that's gonna wreak havoc on her self-esteem as a young woman. So I really hope this dude he have a change of mind, because karma is a mother. Like that stuff is gonna come back at you one day. Cause one day, like I heard Free talking about it. One day you might be an old man and you all by yourself and you ain't got nobody. That's what your children are for. That's when they supposed to show up for you. And the way how he's acting, you're gonna die alone, bro. For real.
BVO in the building. How you doing, my brother? I think he's in the
building. Man, how you doing, my brother? Good.
Okay. How you doing,
I'm
my
here.
brother?
BVO.
Yes, sir. Top of the morning to
you.
I'm
here.
Okay.
Grand day to you, my brother. You know, we don't say morning, man. That's what the slave master taught us, but grand day to you, my brother.
Slave master didn't teach me nothing, because I ain't never seen the slave master.
I say good morning every day.
I've never seen a slave master.
But I'll say this, man.
That's shout out to
CDK, man, and shout out to all my cousins in K-Town. You know, the legendary rapper Twister, man. And I'll just say this. Go ahead.
I'll go ask you this. I'm gonna cut you off.
Anthony, I thought you wasn't gonna cut nobody off. What happened?
No, I don't want to. I'm sorry. Do you know it? I was thinking about you saying, have you ever met Anthony Edwards?
Have I met him? No.
Okay. I don't even know. I was just asking. I thought
I seen him at a game. I seen him at a game. I couldn't get an autograph because they was pushing him in, but that's the closest I got. I seen him at a Cavs game.
Okay. I don't know. BVO talk like you know him. He's saying he talked like a thug boy. Or he talked like a hood rat.
Well, you got to remember. I mean, now you know Mark is a West Indian, and Free and my man CDK are definitely older guys, and I had older parents. when you growing up, there's a certain way that you're raised to speak, and there's a certain way that you're not raised to speak. When I say the thug language, the thug bravado, those are not things that are our culture. But what happened is a lot of evil forces make you think that's our culture. We were never meant to talk like we don't have no sense. I mean, let's just be honest. If you say Benjamin Banneker to the average person, do they know who that is?
Nope.
It's that. It's because we've been taught not to know who we really are, man. And when a people is confused, you can do anything to them. But to go back to what Edwards and y'all guys talking about the money, is laughable. It's laughable because we already know when people retire around in their 50s or 60s, they're retiring with $1 million and living a great life. So if you can't make $1 million work, guess what, baby? What are you doing? Because nowhere you're living is going to cost so much when you're already getting $15,000 a month from little baby. So we got to stop. We got to stop the games, man. We got to stop the games because what's going on? Bottle service and child support has been the greatest deterrent of black wealth that we've ever seen. It's just what it is. So I'm not gonna go too crazy on it, but I am sad to hear somebody I really respect in CDK say $1.8 million is not enough money. That's more than enough money, but that's okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's not enough money, BBO. Because my understanding, a child should have be able to live the same type of lifestyle that you afford yourself. Do you understand that, right? A child should be able to live the same type of lifestyle you afford yourself. That means a lot. And when you're making 60, 70, 80 million dollars a year, $1 million is not enough. And I'm gonna say this right here because I think what people are not taking into really are not thinking about is this. If the mother goes out, let's say she didn't have a home, I'm sure she does. Well, if she wanted to take 1.8 million and put shelter over her child's head, because that's what it would be for, you know what I'm saying, to make sure her child also had shelter. 1.8 million is not a lot of money. It goes away real fast. What little baby do for his child is his child. What are you doing for yours? That's the question we need to be asking. Little baby taking care of his child, we know that. See little baby with his kid all the time. Go ahead, Free.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. See, we look at 1.8 and we say, okay, that's a lot of money to us. But you got to understand, this is a celebrity. That child was privileged to be born into a home of a celebrity. So when that celebrity, and that's the reason why child support goes up every time the father or the mother get a promotion. Because as they grow in life and do better in life, that child needs to be able to better in life as well. That's why Alonzo, when he got his child support handed to him, he was paying, I think it was somewhere around $48,000 or $50,000 a month for his child. But when he got that contract, that mother took him back to court, and it went from being $50,000 to being $107,000 per child. Because as he make more money, the child makes more money. Because regardless of when you want to deal with the mother or you deal with the child, the child should not be neglected from prospering in life because it was born into the riches of your labor. So that child should be able to get the benefit of your labor because that's a child, and that's the reason why the money keeps going. It's just if you and you're with split up, you're making whatever you're making right now. If you get a promotion, she signs up to get a promotion. She takes it back to court. What? Whatever you been paying before, it's gonna go up. It's because she still has a child by you until that child is an adult and can provide for themselves. They're going to continue to get more money from you as much as long as you keep getting promotion, keep rate, they'll be able to continue to get more money. Now they will say, "What are you doing to help provide for that child?" And she could say, "Well, I'm used to getting I'm used to a certain standard of living because I was with this individual." We don't know how long he was with his young lady or what. If one day then so big. But But if he was with her for a while and she was used to lifestyle, and then sudden she probably decided it was okay. Hey, she's accustomed to that style being what they was for a time.
It was cutting in and out a little bit free. I don't know. Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it was cutting in and out. Hey, BBL, can you hear me?
Let me check this. Hold on one second. Let me check something.
BBL.
My audio, my bad.
Okay, can you hear me clear, BBL? Free.
I can hear you.
You should be able to hear me now.
Okay, I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I was just saying that a child is accustomed to a certain lifestyle, or the young lady is accustomed to a certain lifestyle if they've been with them for a certain amount of time. So once they are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, yeah, they can go out and get a job, but if they can't be able to provide the way they are accustomed to being provided for, you still have to be able to provide for that child. They can do what they need to do on their own end, but that doesn't neglect what you're supposed to do as a father.
But
you're making more money. You're making more money. You have to provide more money.
I hear what you're saying, Free, but I think his lawyer, if she decided to live off that 1.08 and that money ran out after a certain amount of time, his lawyer would argue that, well, my client has fulfilled his financial responsibility. She needs to provide for that child. She can get a job.
Well, you ain't got to worry about that because she already denied it. So she's not getting the 1.8. She's going to get a monthly fee from him.
Oh,
they already denied it because he wants to get rid of all of his parently duty. Now he could sign over the right, but that doesn't neglect you from child support. Even though, and some people don't realize that even though you sign over the rights, it doesn't neglect the responsibility of paying child support, because it's just like any one of my kids. If my ex-wife decided to get married and I say, you know what, I'm done with it, and I sign my rights over to her new husband as their father or whatever, I still have to pay child support because it's still biologically my child.
Yeah, definitely. Let me read this to y'all, Mark and Dan and Free. Hold on, let me read this to you, Mark and Dan, because I want to hear what you think about this, especially from you. It says in December of 2023, Paige Jorday claimed that Edwards impregnated her and then pressured her into having an abortion. This is according to multiple outlets, including Fox Sports and the New York Post. It said in response to a photo, Paige apparently sent off a positive pregnancy test and information about an upcoming doctor's visit. Edwards allegedly wrote, "Hell no, I can't do this," and get an abortion, laughing out loud in his text messages to the inspiring Instagram model.
Yeah, and then the judge going to look at that and they're like, okay, you took it as a joke or whatever. Like I said, and everybody said, well, this young lady knew what she was doing when she laid down with him. Yeah, I mean, whether she knew what she was doing or not, it's your responsibility to protect yourself. So you decided not to put a condom on. That's your fault. That's your fault. You know what happens when you don't put a condom on. If you don't know, you need to go back to school and find out. But he already know because he got multiple kids already. So he already know. But everybody said, well, she could have just went and had an abortion. You have to remember, there are people in this world that doesn't believe in abortion. My family is one of them because they grew up in a Christian home. We don't believe in abortion. If we lay down and we happen to have something come behind that, we have to deal with our responsibility. We don't believe in abortion. And so anybody that asks me about an abortion, I'm going to tell you, nah, I don't believe in it. Even when my stepdaughter, when she got pregnant, they asked me, what do I think she should do? And I said, well, if you asking me, I'm going to say she got to keep it because I don't believe in abortion. It's just what it is. And that's the one reason why I have 5 kids, because I don't believe in abortions.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe in abortion either, but at the same time, I don't criticize any woman's right to go and do that, because there was a point in time when women couldn't go do that legally, and they had to go through some just savage and brutal stuff, like women getting hot hangers shoved into their uteruses and stuff like that. So I prefer it to be legal and there be a safe way if you want to get that done to go get it done. But I will say that girl's lawyer, she's got a good lawyer. She was smart because if she had took that money, that would relinquish most of her leverage. But with it, by keeping him on the monthly plan, this might put Edwards in a position where, okay, I really don't want to deal with this. I don't want to see this garnishment on my checks. Period. Okay, I'm gonna sit down with her and a mediator, and we work out a settlement agreement. And she might take him from. She gonna definitely take him for more than 1.8.
You know what else? You know what else that monthly child support does? It also plays on his mental, because when you have to pay that you have to pay that money every single month. After a while, you'll start to think about it. You'll be like, you know what? Let me go spend time with my child. That is my child. I'm paying for my child to live and this and that. After a while, you decide that you want to go, because if you pay that 1.8 and you said, I don't want to deal with it, whatever, you're going to go about this world like you don't have a child. And then what if you decide you want to get back into that child life? She could say, nah, I don't want you to deal with him. You paid the 1.8. You didn't want to deal with him, or you didn't want to deal with her when she was a baby. I'm not letting you deal with her now. If she decides she want to deal with you, I'll wait till she grown and she go seek out you and deal with you. But as long as she living in my household, no. So he could become an adult about it, because he is 23, 24, somewhere around there. So he can become an adult. And I said this a couple of lives ago when we was talking about this, when we was talking about Tank Davis. A lot of times men don't get into that adult frame of mindset until they get closer to their 30s. Once they get right around the 30s, that's when they start thinking more of an adult, because they're getting closer to that middle age, and you start looking at life a little bit different, because you're getting up there in age. So things start to hit you a little different. So as he get older, he might have a change of heart, because he understand life a little bit more, and he understand manhood a little bit more. So he might have a change of heart as he get older. But it's good for him to have to pay that responsibility every single month, because two things come behind that. One, you're taking care of your responsibility, but another thing is she's making sure that he has to go out there and work every single day. Because if he doesn't go out there and work every single day, now he got to go back to court and try to get it reduced. He'd be like, hey, look, I'm not in the league no more. I need to get this child support reduced, this, and that. So it's making him be a man whether he wants to be or not.
Definitely. I agree with that, everything you said, Free. And I just feel like, listen, Anthony Edwards, man, coming up in a two-parent household, having a father, somebody needs to sit him down and have a conversation with him. And I didn't realize this. He's been with a girl for a minute, and these kids that he continues to have is why he's with this young lady. So that tells you a lot about her too. She's the one, when you think about it, and you started having kids, and a woman is allowing this, and she's staying with you. What is she there for? We know what she's there for. She ain't going nowhere if somebody's gonna keep it real. Go ahead.
She's only there for the money.
That's it. She's there for the money. Ain't no woman gonna allow you to keep having kids on her, child after child, keep being in these situations. And I'm starting to feel like maybe she also doesn't want him to have
I give you a perfect example.
I don't know, CDK. You got some out here that really for that lifestyle. Like you look at Kanye West's wife.
No, but I mean,
right? That's what we saying. Mark.
But if you look at, that's the reason why Lala and Carmelo Anthony ain't together, because he went out and had some other children while he was still married to her, and she was like, nah, I'm not that type of female. You're not going to just go out here and do what you want to do, and I'm at home raising our child. So she left. That's the reason why they split up, because he had, I think, one or two other kids while he was still married to her, and she was like, nah, we're gonna go ahead and call it quits. We could still raise our son cordial. I'm not going to take him out of your life. You will still be around him, but far as us, we're done.
You look at Tiny and T.I. They're public about what they do. Mm-hmm. Tiny be with other men. He be with other women. They don't care.
I mean, yeah, some of them have that understanding. They have an open relationship. Same thing with Will and Jada. They have open relationships out there,
No, I don't know
but
what that
some
was.
females don't do that. Some females like, nah, I'm not down for that. So I mean, but 9 times out of 10, the young lady is there because he got money. Because I'm almost certain if she go step out, he gonna drop her.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain if
Oh,
she
yeah.
go step out, he gonna drop her.
BBO, you back? BBO
Give
back?
me 1 second.
Okay, yes, sir. And I agree with you, Free. I don't think that he could handle her stepping out. I don't think it would be the same situation. I can guarantee you with the way you see how he acted already, that he definitely would leave her if she was to step out. But I'm just saying, I hate the fact that, especially for a young woman to, man, that's why I say it's so important to have a father or another male figure in your life, somebody to be able to tell the young woman, like, you don't have to accept this. You don't have to keep going through this. Because really, in reality, she holds the cards too. She got a child by her. So if you're going to be there for the money, take your child and get your respect back anyway. And you will be able to live regardless if it's about money. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying, Market? Then, like, she's there,
No,
but
absolutely.
there's no respect there. He's doing what he wants to do. He's having fun, having the time of his life being young. And while he's doing that, he's piling up kids on the way.
I,
And man, by
I
the
like how
time
you
he's
put that.
30, yeah, what you say,
I'm
Mark?
gonna
Then?
tell you.
No,
I'm gonna tell
I said I
you.
like how you put that. Go ahead, get your respect back. If it's really about money, then you
Yeah,
gonna live. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna tell you who actually needs to sit him down and talk to him. There's only one person that he probably will listen to, because if you look at his parents, he probably said, "Well, I'm providing for y'all or whatever. Y'all can't tell me what to do or this that." But the one
Damn.
person that needs to sit him down and talk to him is Magic Johnson, because Magic Johnson would
Mm.
definitely tell him, you out here doing this. I was doing the same thing, and look where it got me. I was HIV positive all the way up until now. It's not detected in my system, but I had the money to be able to go get the medicine that I need to get. But you out here, you're gonna catch something that you're not gonna be able to get rid of.
And it
You're
happened
gonna
in the
catch
middle
something
of
that,
Magic Johnson's peak.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
man.
like, no, I think Magic Johnson might be the person that needs to sit him down and talk to him, because I'm almost certain he respects Magic Johnson. He's a legend in the sport. I'm almost certain he respects Magic Johnson, but some of these people that's in their lives, they don't respect them because they already provided for them. Like I said, they might have a certain level of respect, but when you try to tell them what they can and can't do, or what they should or should not do, they like, hold up, I'm grown, I'm providing for y'all. Y'all can't tell me if I'm not making this money, y'all won't be living the way y'all living. So sometimes the people that's closest to them are not the ones that's able to talk to them. It's usually somebody that's outside that they actually respect, that they look up to, because they're not doing anything for those people. But the people that's close to them, they might be helping them live, or paying for their needs and stuff like that. So you really can't talk to them because you don't want to mess up your own money or whatever. So they're like, man, I'm not saying nothing to him. I mean, he gonna do what he want to do. As long as he keep giving me money every month, or paying my bills, I'm cool. That's his life.
Yeah.
You know what I will say though,
Go ahead,
and
BBO.
and forgive me. This is me talking from being around a lot of brothers with a lot of money from the pros and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
One thing I got to tell you is this: it ain't about the money, because there's a such thing as putting whatever the estimated cost is. You can look at it out, and you can even pay what they call early. You can get off child support early if you pay a certain amount. You can be off. It was
Mm-hmm.
famous with earthquake, because what you do in this annuity, you put that money in, and the best part is the kid is getting money from the interest of it. So whatever that payment is coming off interest. So then after everything is done, you get your money back. So it's not a money thing. What he's talking about is more of a pride thing. You're a whore. I don't want to have a baby by a whore.
No,
There's
no.
nothing wrong. Hold on, let me finish. There's nothing wrong with saying that. The fact is, it just sounds bad. But we got to be honest, man. This young man got taken advantage of by a woman who's 15 to 16 years older than him. So let's not play like she's some angel. This is some woman who's having babies with dudes she would have babysat back in the day. So that's a whole different type of freak. Because if it was a man, who was 15 years a woman's elder, they would say he was taking advantage of her. So let's just be honest. You know, a lot of these older middle-aged women who are fine as wine. They are the Dreas, this woman here. Little baby's 24, Anthony's 23. Why is a 39-year-old, 40-year-old woman on their heels? It's because she's taking advantage. So I don't want to sound like the bad guy here, but you know what? Hey, I'm going to fight her tooth and nail because guess what? You ain't got enough money to compete with me because at the end of the day, I'm only going against myself because guess what? Most of the time in family court, you're going to have to pay her lawyer's bills anyway. So Anthony is just doing the right thing. After I read
No,
more
not.
about it, after I read more about it,
No, he's not doing the right thing.
after I read more about it, he's doing the right thing. And I think that she should be ashamed of herself for trying to take advantage of our dear brother. And as far as having kids, man, that's what you do, man. You cash checks and have sex. I'm gonna just be
No,
honest.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
what
not
you
gonna
do.
say.
Hold, everybody. Let me get now. Let me go now. Let me
And
go
this is
now.
my
Hold
final.
on,
This is my final point, and y'all can all go. The whole thing with Magic, I'm gonna tell y'all some real stuff. I don't think Magic Johnson ever had HIV. He just happened to have to take it for whatever reason. I don't believe Magic Johnson had HIV when he said he had it. I got two uncles with HIV, and they never ever had the kind of money that Magic had. I just don't believe he had it. HIV is not a death sentence. People don't know that either.
What,
But I'm
hold
telling
on.
you this, man. This is my final point. If you want to go with that Gump narrative that he's wrong, it's crazy, and I'm ashamed of you. That's all I got
Hold
to
on,
say.
let me
I'm
go
done.
free.
Hold
Let
on.
me go down. First of all, you got to be ashamed of your damn self for coming on here calling a woman a hoe that you don't know. And I apologize for that because we don't know nothing about this woman's background. Besides, she got a baby by a little baby and a baby with him, and we're not going to disrespect this lady. We don't know anything about her. We need to watch the things that we say about these young ladies or women or our black queens, regardless of how we feel about the situation. Because there's somebody's mother, you know what I'm saying, somebody's daughter, somebody's niece, or whatever you may call. Let's watch how we talk about these young women. And we don't know her situation. And we don't know what she is. But I do understand this. Anthony Edwards ain't, if he just done it once, like Free said last night, it'd be one thing. But this ain't a one-time situation for him. He's running around doing this on, anytime he gets a chance, he's shooting up the club. Every time he get a chance, he's shooting up the club. So if you're not willing to hold him responsible, you know what I'm saying? That is the problem. We look at the guy with the money, the person with the money, and they never had to take accountability for anything they do. They always get a pass in life in every move and every turn and every corner. That is the problem. And that's why we keep ending up with situations like this. We're gonna be real. It's not a Gump situation to say a man should take care of his child. That is a man being a man. I don't care how you can spend it however you want to spend it 1,000,000 times. Your responsibility is your child. The same way, BVO, that I know you love your daughter, Anthony Edwards should love his. Let's keep it 100. That's what I'm focused on. I don't care about the money aspect. I don't care if she get $1. I'm worrying about an innocent child right now. That is what my whole conversation is really about. What does this child go for her? How does this child feel coming up, not having a father, having a man that you're going to be seeing on TV or commercials or everything, saying, that's my father, and kids looking at you like it ain't your father. We ain't never seen him pick you up from school. We ain't never seen him take you to the playground. There's a whole lot to go behind this, BBO. We got to, when we talking about a situation like this, we have to keep it real. Because you're a father, and I know how you feel about your daughter. I expect more from you when it comes to this type of topic, and I expect you to be a deep thinker and see where I'm coming from or we're coming from when we're talking about Anthony Edwards and the moves he's making right now. That's all I had to say on that.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, you said she should be ashamed of herself for taking advantage of a young man. Where was his responsibility of taking care of himself by strapping up? Where was his responsibility in the other couple of females that he had babies by? I mean, he got to be responsible for himself. If she chose to lay down with him, she didn't force him to lay down. He chose to lay down. He was the one that said, "Oh, you know what? She looked good. Let me go holler at her." He did all that. That wasn't her. He could have said, "Nah, I'm not dealing with you. I got a woman at home." He chose to decide to go over there and deal with the young lady. I mean, she's 39. She's still younger than me, so she's a young lady to me.
Yeah.
So he chose to go deal with her. like I said, he's got to take responsibility for his own actions, regardless of what she done. He had his own free mind to do what he want to do. So because he chose to be young and dumb, that's not an excuse. That's not a free pass because he chose to be young and dumb. That's not a free pass. He done it previous times before. At some point, he got to take responsibility. But I wanted to go back. He said, you knew a couple of guys that was HIV positive that never had the money that Magic Johnson had. What does that have to do with anybody catching HIV? I didn't know that it was a money amount that tells you don't have to catch HIV if you make a certain amount of money. That has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't. HIV doesn't say, your bank account's too big, I can't do you.
To respond to what I'm saying when I said that is I've had people who've been close to me and my family who caught HIV when he did, and they unfortunately passed away. So what I'm saying is I don't believe. Hold on, let me finish. I'll let you finish. I just don't know. I just don't know if it's something that Magic really had. It could be. I could be wrong. I just don't believe the Magic Man, the Golden Boy, has HIV. I just don't believe.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this from experience. My first wife's father, he's been HIV positive since I've known him. I was with my first wife since 1999. He's been HIV positive since I known him. They found out that he had HIV a couple of years prior to me getting with my first wife. He's still alive. He's still walking around fine. You would not even know that he's HIV positive. So just because a couple of people passed away when they had HIV positive, maybe they wasn't taking their medicine on a regular basis like they were supposed to. I don't know. I don't know what their situation is. I don't know what caused them to pass away. It could be their immune system just wasn't strong enough to fight it off. It could be a number of things. But like I said, I know a lot of people that still have HIV that had HIV for years. Like I said, I know one personally that's my kid's grandfather, and he's walking around fine. They saw him when they went to New York or whatever. He's fine. He is not. You would never even knew that he was HIV positive. He's still walking around laughing and joking. He still played the piano for the church and everything. So it hits people differently. Everybody body is different. Everybody immune system is different. So people that catch HIV, some people will live a long, healthy life. Some people won't. It all depends on the individual. So that's not true at all.
And Magic Johnson, BBO was out here having the time of his life. You call him the golden boy. He definitely was a golden boy, golden man, or whatever. Magic Johnson was out here having fun, man. We're gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Prize, man, in the building. But Magic Johnson was having fun.
I hear him and Jerry Buss was hitting the same broads.
That's possible. It's possible. And
I'm gonna tell you another thing too. Cookie came out and said once she found out that he was HIV positive, they never had sex again. They never had sex again. That's why Magic Johnson, a youngest child, is a grown man or grown.
So they never had sex again, right? But their youngest son is only what, 14?
No,
I don't know, baby. Don't give
what
me.
Are you 14? I have to look it up. So I don't see. That's the thing. I can't speculate. I can't speculate about that. But just to the Anthony Edwards thing, after I got more information, let's just call it what I'm gonna be real, because I see a lot of cats up here want to play politically correct. I miss the old CDK.
BBO.
What I say is this.
Hold on.
BBO, my wife is 34 years old, right? She's been with 3 guys, and I'm one of the 3 guys. We know what a whore is, and we know what a good girl is. So let's not play these dumb games if we don't know the difference.
How do you call a woman a whore that you don't know? You don't know this woman.
Because
how do you call a woman a whore you don't know? That's what I'm trying to tell you, BBO.
No,
You're making an assumption about a woman you don't know personally. You can't do that. That's CDK yesterday and today. I've always thought like that. I don't judge, and I never call anybody gonna tell you to know me, BBO. No, that's how I've always thought. I'm not gonna never call a woman a hoe. I don't know this woman. I don't know her.
No, this is the problem that I have with, because men think because a woman have multiple sex partners that she's a whore or whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
Women catch feelings quicker than men do. So if a woman catch feelings with a guy and she decides to lay down with that guy, and then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, they break up, and she gets with another guy, it doesn't mean that she was a whore. It means she was in a relationship with an individual and she felt comfortable enough to lay down with him. Now, I can understand if it's a woman that never had a boyfriend and she got multiple baby daddies and she's always in the club looking for the next dude, then I can understand you saying that about that type of female. But to say that about a female, for one, we don't know who she is. And for two, because she got multiple sex partners, that doesn't mean she's a whore. I know a lot of females that had multiple sex partners, and I'm talking about over 5. And I know for a fact they're not a whore. I know they take care of their kids. I know they go to work every single day, but they got multiple sex partners, but they're not a whore. They just have multiple sex partners throughout their life. They're in their mid-30s, early 40s. They have multiple sex partners. Some people start having sex at an early age. Some people start having sex at a late age. So if a woman has sex with 2 sex partners, but she started having sex 3 years ago, does that mean she's a whore? She just started having sex 3 years ago. Doesn't mean she's a whore. It just means she had 2 sex partners.
I gotta agree with that, Free, 100%. Like I said, we don't know. All we know is this woman got a child by a little baby and a child by finna have a child by Anthony Edwards. We can't say that I don't know anybody else. I haven't heard anything else about this woman. We know about the industry women and all that, how they run in circles and the men sleep with the same women. I lean more towards looking at Anthony Edwards saying, yeah, I'm gonna knock her off. That's a little baby mama. You know how guys think, man. You know what I'm saying? We keeping it real right here. He probably slept with her on the script that was little baby mama, because he felt like he was doing something and got caught up in a situation. If we're gonna be real,
I mean, majority of the women that have a celebrity baby father or whatever, the chances of them getting with another celebrity is high because they already been around those type of atmosphere. So they mingle with those individuals. So the chances of her being with Lil Baby and then she getting with Anthony Anderson, Anthony, damn, I keep forgetting his name. Anthony Edwards. The chances of her getting with Anthony Edwards is high because, for one, Anthony is from Atlanta. Lil Baby is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They probably hanged out. They probably went to some of the parties that Lil Baby was at. Or he probably went to some of the parties that Lil Baby was at. And he probably seen the young lady there before. So that probably wasn't the first time that he said something to her. He probably said something to her previously. It just happened to be the time that she decided to go ahead and get with him. So so are we going to call Sierra a whore? She slept with Bow Wow. She slept with 50 Cent. She slept with what's the dude, the rapper? She slept with him, and now she's married to daggone Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So do we call her a whore for sleeping with those guys? No.
Erykah Badu.
Future, Future. That's who it was. She slept with. She had a baby by Future. Do we call her a whore for sleeping with those guys? No, I haven't heard nobody call Sierra a whore, but she has 4 sex partners. The only one that made her wait was Russell Wilson because he said he was in the church. They had to wait till they got married before they had sex. And the only reason I know that was true is because Sierra said it. She was like, she wanted to. He told her no. They had to wait till they get married.
Yeah. You're right about that. And Marky Dan, do you think it's okay to call a woman a whore not knowing her background or anything about the woman? You there, Marky Dan? He might not be there, y'all. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Marky Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Marky Dan.
Yeah, I just got back in the car. What's up?
Okay, I said, do you think it's okay to call a woman a whore not knowing her background or really anything about the woman as a woman, any woman?
I don't think it's okay to publicly say it, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I have those types of conversations, and I cast those aspersions. But I don't think unless you're willing to say that directly to her face.
Yeah.
That's not something I would ever put out there for the public that she's a whore and this and that, because that's not my place to do that.
Right.
Unless I know her and I got down with her like that.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't know someone, it's hard to make a judgment call on anyone that you don't know.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know everybody's mother situation, but unless your mother waited till she got married to have sex with her husband or your father or whatever, I'm almost certain she had multiple sex partners.
Yeah, as simple as that.
I'm almost certain she had multiple sex partners.
Man,
Would you call your mother a whore?
Dudes don't like to hear that.
People don't want to hear that though. You're right, Marky. They don't want to hear that. People don't like to hear that.
I'm just being honest.
No, it's a fact and it's a reality for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm just being honest.
They want to hear that.
Because, like I said, unless your mother only slept with your father, I'm almost certain she had multiple sex partners in her life. I'm just being real. Because if she wasn't a virgin when she got with your father, that means she had sex with somebody else.
Definitely. In the days of 50 and 60-year marriages, it's been over with. You don't see those type of marriages no more. People been together 50 and 60 years, hardly no more.
Baba.
You know, we just keeping it real. How many people you know nowadays in these days and times? You know, you got to go back to your grandmother, great grandmother, great grandfather, and all that for those long marriages. Nowadays,
I give you another one. When anybody call Janet Jackson a whore, I know Janet Jackson had multiple sex partners. I know for a fact she had multiple sex partners. She had a baby at the age of like 17. She had a baby at the age of 17.
Jackson, is that the Jackson sister that Justin Timberlake tore her car off at the Super Bowl? Is that her?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. A ton of people call her. Yeah.
No, ain't
a ton of people cast those aspersions about her, especially after that.
I've never in my entire life, I've been a fan of Janet Jackson my entire life. I have never heard anybody call Janet Jackson a whore.
I heard them call her an opportunist. I haven't, you know what I'm saying, doing what they
I've
done.
I've never heard nobody call Janet Jackson a whore.
I ain't never heard that either. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never heard it. I've heard people say the situation between her.
I heard people say I heard a lot of people say they want to get with Janet Jackson, but I never heard nobody call her a whore.
Yeah. We got to be careful about how we know these words.
Do anybody call Halle Berry a whore?
No, they just say she's miserable.
And she's been with multiple men in the industry. Man. She's been with multiple men in the industry. And she's been with more men than you know about. And I know this for a fact because I did a story on Halle Berry. She's been with more men than you know about publicly.
Yeah. Going back to David Justice and you know what I'm saying, used to play for the Atlanta Braves or the first husband, I believe.
A couple of white men in there.
Nobody called Halle Berry a whore. I'm just saying it's just we use these terms, these terminologies too loosely because we look at people and we automatically stereotype them, not knowing who they are. We automatically stereotype them when we use these terms too loosely instead of just actually thinking about what we're saying. Because the actual terminology for a whore is pretty much a prostitute. She's going out there and she's selling her body. Most of these women don't go out there and sell their body. They go out there, they have multiple relationships, and they happen to sleep with the guys that they with. But that doesn't mean she's a whore. That just means she gives it up to her man a little bit too easy because it's not a man that she's going around and not knowing it. This is a man that she's having a relationship with and she's giving it up. So if you in multiple relationships, you sleep with all of the women that you in, does that consider you a whore? Nah. Men gonna look at it as them being a player.
And Anthony Edwards, is passing out babies like Christmas presents. Nobody's looking at him, call him anything.
Nah.
And that's the thing. And that's the
whore.
And that's the thing.
A whore for
No, see, that's the thing. If a woman is in a relationship and she has sex with a man, she's not a whore. But if she goes around and she's not having a relationship, she sleeps with a bunch of different men, then she's considered a whore. So if these women are in relationships with these men and having sex with them, doesn't mean that they're a whore. They're in a relationship. Whether that relationship is a long-term relationship or is a short-term relationship, they in a relationship. Because sometimes you in a relationship for a couple of months and you're like, you know what, this is not the one for me. Sometimes it happens like that. I've been in short-term relationships. I've been in relationships where it was only 2 weeks long. I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with her. I'm done. It happens. I thought she was cool. Once we got in a relationship, I found out it was something different. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this.
I think we just hold women to a different. We definitely hold women to a different standard than we hold ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people got to understand that the times change.
My only issue would be is if if she's not honest. But if you just being an adult and you out here doing what you want, but you being honest, then I really can't say nothing to you. Like, what is there to say?
Yeah. What a lot of people got to remember, those terminologies came from the 80s and the late 70s and stuff like that, because the women stayed home majority of the time. Nowadays it's different. Women are out just as much as the men are out. Women goes out to clubs, women goes out to parties, they go to after hours, they go to strip clubs. Back in the days when I was growing up, women were always at home. The men was the one that was going out. The women was in the house. But now it's almost, the roles are almost reversed. Men's are staying in the house playing video games, watching TV, while the women go out with her girlfriends.
Yeah, whole lot of that going on, man. Whole lot of that going on. And let me say this, get this in right quick, y'all. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man, first ballot Hall of Famer. I just wanted to put that in there and make sure that I said that it's well deserved, man. Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players ever, and I'm just glad that he got in. No games. You don't have to think about it. Like I say all the time, when you have to think about a person being a first ballot Hall of Famer, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And in this situation, when Carmelo Anthony's name came up, I didn't have to think twice about it. I knew, and I'm happy for that man right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's certain guys in the league that you know when they retire, they're going to be first ballot Hall of Fame. People like Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Dennis Rodman. Is a boatload of guys that you can name. You know, they're first ballot Hall of Famers, and then you got those other two, the guys that were backing those guys up. They might not be first ballot, but eventually they probably will make it into the Hall of Fame.
Definitely, the Jeff Hornaceks of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah. They're not going to be first ballot, but they'll eventually make it in. Even guys like Steve Kerr, not a first ballot, but eventually he made it in because he was on those. I think Steve Kerr made it, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
I thought about Paxson. What about Paxson, John?
Paxson, I believe Paxson might have made it in too. I think Paxson and BJ. Paxson and BJ Armstrong both made it in. I'm not 100% sure on both of them, but I think they did. I'm not 100% sure.
You know, someone I would love to talk to, Free, very interesting man. Craig Hodges, man, got a real story.
Craig Hodges. Now he's one of those ones that you like, dang, is he ever going to make it in? Because he was only known to shoot threes. He never really played no full time, no big number of minutes. He won the 3-point contest multiple times, but he wasn't one of those guys that you saw got a lot of minutes. Oh,
they blackballed him.
Yeah, speaking of talk to, I got confirmation Saturday at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. He does live in Ohio.
Okay.
Saturday, so it's going to be 3:00 your time. So send me the link.
Okay.
2:00 your time, because I told him I send it to him at 3:00. That way it gives them enough time.
So let everybody know what we rocking with, what we doing this Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. I'm gonna send you a text and let you know everything. But so you said you wanted to interview him. You was a big fan of him. Yeah, I told you I'd get him.
I told you he's on my, like, you got some great journeymen or people that, you know, don't get the credit or don't, you know, that they deserve. And he has a lot of names on his resume, man. Mr. Boone got a lot of names. I can't wait.
Because he had just sent me a post on Instagram.
The greatest journeyman in history of basketball, and I think he should be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Even though he wasn't a great player all the damn time, he was a great player when he needed to be, my nigga. And that was in the biggest games.
So he
Yeah,
had sent me a post. He sent me a post yesterday. No, not yesterday. Day before yesterday. He sent me a post, and I was like, bet, because I was waiting. I was trying to find his daggone his Instagram, and I was like, damn, I can't find his Instagram. So he finally sent me. Because me and him used to message back on Instagram all the time. So he sent me a post, and I was like, hey, speaking of which, I got somebody that's trying to do an interview with you. You want to do an interview with you? He was like, man, yes, sir. You already know anything you need, just hit me. I was like, that. I said,
I appreciate that. I definitely.
like,
what you were saying about Robert Horry? You said Mark, and then you think he's the best.
Robert Horry definitely should make it to the Hall of Fame. That man got 7 championship rings.
Yeah. I think he's the greatest role player of all time.
He's definitely.
I think Robert Horry is in
Whenever
the
that man
Hall
needs
of
to
Fame.
make a big shot, he make it.
Man,
I think somebody else Hall of Fame already.
Man, what's my guy name? He was a point guard, man. He was he's not too. He's been gone from the league. Yeah, I can hear you. I was thinking about somebody, Marky Dan.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, man. This guy can dribble. I'm talking about he can dribble, man.
Mike Bibby?
No, I'm talking about he was a 6th man all the time. Man, what is his name? He just everybody talking about his
Jamal Crawford.
Yes, sir.
Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford, man.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford was cold.
He became a star. Well, he was a starter at first, and then he became a 6th man. Because he started when he first got, I think he got drafted by Chicago. He was a starter.
Bruh.
He was a starter as a 2 guard, and then they made him a point guard. And then I think he had an injury. I think he had an injury or something, and he became a 6 man. But yeah, Jamal Crawford, he played for a while.
Look, y'all can't see this right here.
It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense how that Clippers team, that Lob City era, did not win a championship. Them niggas had Chris Paul, they had Jamal Crawford, they had JJ Redick, they had Blake Griffin, they had DeAndre Jordan. Like, they had shooters, they had size everywhere. They had dudes that could defend. They had Patrick Beverly for a while.
Y'all see that comment right there from Yo Daddy? Jamal Crawford, Lamar Odom, and what's his name, Manu Ginobili, probably best 6 man of all time. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Manu Ginobili was a bad boy too, man. I almost forgot
about
him.
I say but the only thing is Ginobili and Lamar Odom, I don't consider them 6 men because when they ended their careers, they were starters. So I don't consider them 6 men. But I mean, at one time they were the best 6 men coming off the bench.
You don't consider them to be what?
6 men because they ended their career as starters. Lamar Odom was a starter, and Ginobili was a starter.
Well, I mean, Ginobili started his career as a starter too.
He started his career, and
then he did that first season. He was a starter, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he was. He was a starter, and then he became a 6 man. Then he became a starter again. I think his last season, he might have been a 6 man his last season, but I believe he was a starter. But he could have been a 6 man the last season. I know he had a lot of minutes, so he could have been a 6 man, and just once he got in, they just left him in. But yeah, he started, went to the bench, then came back as a starter. He might have went to the bench again. Same thing with Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom came in, he was a 6 man, became a starter, went back to being a 6 man, and then ended his career as a starter.
Hey, I know y'all can't see this right here, but it says that Horry is a nominee. He was a nominee this year for the Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. So this is his first year being
nominated.
Yeah, he was nominated. So I definitely believe he gets in, you know what I'm saying, real soon. I see him getting in, but he said he definitely wants to be in the Hall. He feels like his words that he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. You
know what? I was looking at some old NBA games and some old videos, and I always said that Allen Iverson and White Chocolate was some of the best dribblers of the modern day. I forgot my man. I don't know why I forgot him. I needed to put him up there. He might be better than both of them, but he's definitely up there with them. And I don't know why I forgot him. I gotta put my man in there, Steve Francis. That dude was a monster. That dude was a monster. I was like, oh my God.
But what? Listen,
when he crossed Allen Iverson up, and Allen Iverson looked like he had a hurt side. He stuck his foot out. He was like, ah.
What about Kyrie though? Free. What do you rank Kyrie?
Kyrie's up there right now. He's up there right now.
Yeah,
but the thing about Steve Francis is Steve Francis will cross you up, go to the hole, and dunk on somebody. Like he was the one that would dunk on somebody. Like Steve Francis is what Jai is right now. Except for Steve Francis has better handle, but he's what Jai is right now.
John had some decent handles himself, but I'm gonna tell you somebody else that we forget about, and I think because he's a big guard. But if you go back and think about it, Anthony Hardaway, Penny Hardaway had some nice handles as a big point guard, man. That dude had some handles on him.
No, Penny Hardaway is one of those dudes that they thought was going to take the place of Michael Jordan. They thought he was going to take Michael Jordan's place, and he started off his career like that. He looked like, okay, he's going to fill that void of Michael Jordan being gone. But then he got injured, and he was never the same after he got injured.
Him and Grant Hill both, if you think about it.
Yeah, Grant Hill too. Grant Hill, another one.
Yeah, they were lined up to take Michael Jordan's place, and both of them got injured, man. Just think what their careers could have been had they not got injured. And I seen an interview with Shaq and Penny, and Shaq had apologized to Penny. He said that his ego got in the way, and that's why he left Orlando like that. And he wish he wouldn't have. He wish he would have stuck around a little longer. And they possibly could have got some championships together had Penny stayed healthy. I believe so.
Yeah, if Penny would have stayed healthy, they definitely would have had a championship. Because I think it was that first year that they were together, they swept the Bulls when Mike came back.
Yeah.
It might have been the second year, but I know it was the first year that Mike came back and they swept the Bulls in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang.
He wearing that 4-5, you know what I'm saying? That's when Jordan came back with the 4-5, and you know what I'm saying? I thought then, I was like, you know, what really hurt them when they got to the NBA Finals, man, the dream was in, you know, the dream back then, that's when the dream was at the top of his game. Hakeem Olajuwon was different, man. Shaq had real problems with the dream. That's one time I felt like that I seen a center actually get the best of Shaq for a whole series.
And he had Clyde Drexler on that squad.
Yeah.
He had Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell was a rookie, and he won a championship his rookie year and his sophomore year. And he used to always say, because Sam Cassell was from Baltimore, and he used to always say, he said, man, I came in the league and won a championship my first 2 years. Ain't nobody do that. Ain't nobody ever do that. Won a championship their first 2 years in the league.
Yep, you're right. And it said Robert Horry, just getting back to him, holds the record for most playoff wins in the 2000s and most rings by any player since the ABA-NBA merger.
And that's another person that was on that squad too. Robert Horry was on that squad.
Yeah, he was there. Man, they had a Robert Horry was on that squad.
It was Sam Cassell, Clyde Drexler, Robert Horry, the Dream, and I forgot who the shooting guard was.
Sam Cassell, Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith.
Yeah, Kenny Smith was there. He was there. He got them championships. They had a nice squad. You know, Kenny Smith, man, had some nice handles on him and could jump. He was a good role player. Kenny Smith was an excellent role player. I think he's somebody that'll never get in the Hall of Fame. He'll be on the cuffs like one of those players that don't get in, but definitely was a good role player in his time.
Yep, because Clyde Drexler was the small forward, Kenny Smith was the shooting guard, Sam Cassell was the point guard, the Dream was the center, and Robert Horry was the power forward.
You know, we forgetting Vernon Maxwell.
Vernon Maxwell too. Vernon Maxwell.
He was there too, wasn't he?
I think he might have been there for a short period of time. I think he was there for a short period of time. I think he might have got one ring.
Had a podcast.
I think he might have got one. I'm not sure if he got two.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see the podcast? You see the podcast Mad Max just came out with? He said Hakeem slapped him.
Man, I loved it. He said, man, that Africa.
Nah, that dude is funny.
He said that Africa slapped me with them hands.
I wanted to say something real quick. I wanted to go back real quick to what we was talking about, the child support. They said right now the average of raising a child till they're 18 years old, this was in 2023, the average was nearly 375,000. Now that's a average household. That's somebody who's
I was about to say.
middle class or below middle class. Now you're not talking about the lifestyle of people that's well off. We're talking about the average family, like my household or CDK household or Marky Dan's household. We're talking about that. They said that was in 2023. So it's 2025 now. It's probably more than that now. Well, I know it's more than that now because the price of eggs are more than what it was in 2023.
Sure is, man. They got eggs, man. They got me wanting to get some chickens, eggs, and went up fried.
Hey, I just said that to my wife. I said that to my wife. I was like, babe, they got over here at the this store is called Tractor Supply.
Yeah, Tractor Supply.
They sell baby chickens and baby ducks. You gotta buy a bundle of at least 4. So they got baby chickens over there for $4.99 a chick. But you gotta buy at least 4 of them. I was like, I might buy my own damn chickens. My wife was like, we're not buying no damn chickens in this damn apartment.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I put them in the cage with Jazzy. They can go in the cage with my dad on American Bully.
Some chickens might come in.
I got to hook up on my own eggs too, DeFrilio. You should invest in that. Cause it's just gonna get more expensive. It's probably gonna be $20 for a 12-pack of eggs before the end of
I'm telling you, if I get a house,
August.
dog, I'm gonna go buy me a chicken coop and I'm going to put me some chickens in there.
You could build that ish yourself.
No, I'm just saying I'm a have one when I get a house. I'm gonna have about 6 or 7 chickens in that daggone coop, and they're gonna be having my eggs every morning. No, I didn't know chicken lay eggs every goddamn day. I didn't know that.
Chickens lay eggs.
I thought it was a period of time where they lay eggs. I didn't know. No, these niggas lay eggs every day. They lay like 3 or 4 eggs every day.
Yeah, they do. Chickens lay eggs every day. You can go out there, get you some fresh eggs or fresh egg every day, and take them in the house and slap them in the skillet. You understand what I'm saying? So,
I did not know that. You just got to make sure you get them every day, because if you let them joints sit, they're gonna start to form. So you got to get them every morning, because you let them joints sit. Like, I go get them next week. All right, next week it might be some chickens in there. The joint's gonna be hard boiled. There ain't gonna be no daggone yolk in there.
Yeah, you don't want no bad chicken juice.
Yeah, you're gonna get a half-formed chicken.
Yeah, you don't want no bad chicken juice. You know what I'm saying? You want to get that chicken, them eggs right out.
Because I was watching this dude. I watch a lot of these people living off the grid. They build their own homes, and he got a couple of chickens, and every morning he goes to the daggone little chicken bin, and they have eggs in there. I was like, damn, I did not know they lay eggs every day. I thought it had to be a period of time where they lay eggs, and they'll lay about 6 or 7 eggs or whatever, and then you go in there and get them. Them joints was laying 2-3 eggs every single day. I was like, damn. Nigga, after a week, you have a whole dozen of eggs. After about a week.
Yeah, definitely. Man, we finna get out of here, man. We've been going for a minute. I'm finna start, we didn't have any.
I gotta put my live stream together for my my NFL live today. We're gonna talk about these edge rushers. We got some edge rushers coming out this year. It's actually quite a few edge rushers that I didn't even know about. There's quite a few.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of Marky Dan. You take us out.
But and tomorrow on BVO Boxing, tune in. We got the celebration of George Foreman's life. We're gonna be watching his 3 greatest victories: his gold medal match in the Olympics against the Lithuanian Jonas Selefios, and his fight against Joe Frazier, and to finish it off with his greatest victory against Michael Moore, becoming the oldest heavyweight champion in history. So tune in tomorrow. It's probably going to be around 8 or 9 o'clock.
Y'all know what it is, man. This Sports Talk Network, man. And like I said, we don't play. We're here to stay. We out.
Peace.
Peace.